Hey everyone, welcome back. Another episode here. We're finally going to get stuck into building the D17A2. We're going to do the short motor today. Thought I'd start with going over everything you're going to need to sort of rebuild it nicely. Obviously we've got the block, crank, oil pump, a few other bits and pieces that have been pulled off that I'll have to go back on. New water pump, tensioner, gasket kit for the bottom end of the motor, main bearings, thrust washers. I've also got new piston rings, new rod bearings. Going to upgrade from the factory rod bolts to these nice ARP units. And of course the all important high compression pistons on our factory rods. These rods are meant to be good for 230, 240 horsepower. Naturally aspirated goals are well below that, so hopefully we should not have an issue with them. And with the rod bolts, should be able to spin them up to the speed that we need. Also got some plastic gauge there so we can check the bearing tolerances. If we were to do it all properly, probably should use the correct tools, dial bore gauges and the like, but I'm a visual person. I like seeing this so I can work out what goes where. You also need, when assembling everything, some lube. Assembly lube will be required when assembling as well as sealants and that which come in the Marley seal kit there. So let's get to it, get the engine upside down and we'll start trying to measure everything up.
I see her rolling up, Uber black Cadillac, high heel boots and a sexy body full of tats. Baby's bad, oh baby's hella bad. After her there ain't no coming back. Wanna take a run at that. I think she's feeling me, turn it up a few degrees. My imagination of her body gets the best of me. Oh gosh, she's such a tease, bitten lips, bruised knees. I'm addicted to her, need her touching me, cause she got a bad little waist. And we tearing down this place, off the liquor that we chase. Casamigos to the face, baby I don't need no space. Coming closer for a taste, and I'll show you how I make everything just fade away, cause she's like sex, drugs.
Alrighty, so we have a little bit of plastic gauge where all our bearings are going to go. Once we torque them into place, going to compare the thicknesses. So there we go, we're going to compare the thicknesses that it squishes out to, and that will tell us what our bearing clearances are.
Little body and her mind's kinda naughty. They say that once you taste it, you cannot replace it. She could get you high, all the dopamine inside triggers fast once she's naked. Her body's a creation. They say the devil made her for his entertainment, but even he couldn't learn how to contain it. Her high heels make a damn good statement. There is no replacement, a body by Satan. She got a bad little waist, and we tearing down this place. Off the liquor that we chase, Casamigos to the face, baby I don't.
So if you're going to do it properly, with all the tools and measuring, that's how you do it. Now we have the Bible for the 1.7 litre. I've actually owned this book for many years. You can find out what everything needs to be torqued to. And hopefully what our bearing clearances are meant to be.
Space coming closer for a taste, and I'll show you how I make everything just fade away. Cause she's like sex, drugs, cocaine, body so insane, jealous of the clothing that she wears up on a tight frame. All game, no shame, baby came here to play. I feel like an addict cause she's sex, drugs, cocaine.
Now for our first pass. "24 Newton meters or 18 foot-pounds. First pass done. Now to 52 Newton meters. Same pattern. Done. So now it's torqued to spec. I think we'll be able to open her up. Okay. Now to undo them. Hopefully it'll just come straight off without any fuss. Fuss required. Looks like most of my plastic gauge came with this. Yep, there it is. It still works, I suppose. Yep, they're all within spec. Wonderful. So all our big ends are spot on. They're on the slightly looser side of the spectrum, which is what I wanted to see. A little bit more oil clearance, given that I'll be running a thicker oil in this car. Wonderful news. So now we're just going to clean all the bearing surfaces, and then we can start looking at doing the conrod bearings, seeing if they're all good. Now let's see how Mr. Haynes wants us to do the conrod bolts. But I think he's pretty good. Pretty accurate. Well, at this point in time, I might put my new fancy pantsy rod bolts in. So they'll all be in and pulling the correct torque, and we'll check my bearing clearances. But if these are anything to go by, they should be perfect. Where's my knife? This is a knife. It's not a knife. It's a scraper. Alrighty, now we've got all the old rod bolts out. Time to put our new ones in. So we just need to get them in far enough so we can get the nuts started. And then we're going to let the bolt do the work. Alrighty, we've got all the new rod bolts in. Let's now put all the bearings in and check the rod bolt bearing clearances. Find the easiest and best way to put a bearing in. This little tang, that little locator there. Just pop that in and then just roll the bearing in. It should just click into place nicely. If you put it in and you notice that it's not quite level, you should just be able to put a little bit of force there and rotate it. Just like that. Alrighty, so we've got all our rod bearings installed. We're going to do these two at a time. So we'll do the inner two first, and then we'll do the outer two once we rotate the crank so they're at the top and nice and easily accessible, and see how they go. So as per ARP instructions, 26 foot-pounds is what we're going for. We just also need to use a little bit of lube. Everyone loves a little bit of lube. All the bearing clearances are done. All the ring gaps are checked. Time to throw this bottom end together. Final time. Alrighty, so we're ready to put the pistons and rods back in for the last time. We have our nice compressor tool here. Got some oil to dip everything in. Try and make it all well lubed.
up at night, yeah. Make all the demons quiet, yeah. We were built to thrive, yeah. I think that we've all had enough. What keeps you up at night, yeah. Make all the demons quiet, yeah. We were built to thrive, yeah. I think that we've all had enough. Oh, yeah, I think that we've all had enough. Sick of dealing with the old plan. They know that we're calling it wrong. You got me like, oh yeah, I think that we've all had enough. Sick of dealing with the old plan. They know that we're calling it wrong. Hey, it's too late to try to go contain it. A generation fueled by creation. We live life make all the demons quiet, yeah. We were built to thrive, yeah. I think that we've all had enough. What keeps you up at night, yeah. Make all the demons quiet, yeah. We were built to thrive, yeah. I think that we've all had enough. Oh, yeah, I think that we've all had enough. Sick of dealing with the old plan. They know that we're calling it wrong. You got me like, oh yeah, I think that we've all had enough. Sick of dealing with the old plan. They know that we're calling it wrong. Hey, oh yeah, I think that we've all had enough. Sick of dealing with the old plan. They know that we're calling it wrong. You got me like, oh
So she's all ready to go. Next thing we need to do is check piston to valve clearance with our big cam and these high compression pistons. So that'll be what we're doing in the next one. Until then, catch you later.